Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm delighted to welcome you all to HDFC Tech Innovators 2025. People talked about the AI jury where we had 1,600 applications. AI stands for artificial intelligence, but also stands for me, an aspirational India. An aspirational India. An aspirational India where Prime Minister has talked about the Viksit Bharat by 2047. I strongly believe we are creating an economic miracle which is unparalleled in human history. Why do I say that? It's not about going from 4 trillion to 40 trillion over the next 30 years, or going from $2,500 per capita to whatever, $15,000, $20,000 per capita, or moving from fifth largest economy to third or second, or our market cap, which is 5.5 trillion, becoming 30, 40. But it's a most unique growth model that humanity has seen. It's democratic, it's sustainable, it's equitable, and it's inclusive. And that's what makes India's growth story very, very different. And at HDFC Group, we are delighted. We are really glad to be an active participant in that growth story. This event is a strong belief of our group that the next decade will be shaped by bold ideas, by courageous founders. I see many of them here, and a financial ecosystem that stands firmly behind all of them. The energy, the enthusiasm, the aspiration, the ambition in their eyes really inspires you, whosoever I've met so far. This is a collective effort of HDFC Capital, Bank, and the AMC, and of course all my fellow leaders from the group who have been supporting this. My sincere thanks to all the colleagues who worked day in and day and night over the last several days, several weeks, people. Sonali and everybody who's here, I think thank you so much for making this. Just shows when we put the combined strength of our group, what can be achieved, and when we channel them towards a common purpose. I'm delighted to see the response to this year's program, the thousands of the applications. You will see the video, but sincere congratulations to the 48 startups who made to the final list across 6 sectors. And sincere appreciation to EY for your diligence, for your insight, for your partnership. The team is sitting here. Thank you so much. This is very special. This particular edition is very special for another reason, which is a new category dedicated to women entrepreneurs. And I was part of the jury, and Vibha and I were discussing that several of them, contrary to people's perception that in the STEM field you don't see many women in India, but I think some of those founders were absolutely outstanding. They are solving real problems. They are reshaping consumer experiences, building companies that reflect the aspirations of a changing India, the aspirations of a new India, and their presence was not only impressive, but was deeply moving, deeply inspiring, and I'm sure some of them would be here, and I really compliment all of you. Whenever I travel in India to talk about the India story, or outside India about the India story, I talk about everything, about the innovation in India, the resurgence of manufacturing, digitalization, how we have transformed from the most data-poor society in the world to the most data-rich society in the world. I talk about everything else, the indigenization of defense, many, many, many things. But I always make a point that the thing which is least known about India, why I feel so positive about India, is the rising power of women in the society. You have to travel across the country, see the young women, and I think they are making a big difference. I'm very happy that this year we have a new category of the women entrepreneurs. I'll just say that in Silicon Valley, they say that if you put enough engineering prowess and you put enough capital, and those guys are investing like hundreds of billions of dollars, if you put enough engineering prowess and enough capital, any problem can be solved. I think in India, we have flipped this, and we will show to the world in the next 20, 30 years that if you put enough passion and a deep sense of purpose, any problem can be solved. And we have solved like things at population scale. Look at our digital public infrastructure. When people talk about hundreds of billions of dollars that's getting spent on AI infrastructure, and India is not doing much, I have a strong belief that I think we'll be the use case capital of the world of AI, and I'm sure I think our entrepreneurs, our society, our policymakers will show to the world what we can do with AI, like many other things. And one of the things that Vibha, when we were in the jury, I don't know whether I mentioned that this famous share which came to my mind, and I'm sure all my colleagues have heard from the other jury, "Ye mat kaho khuda se meri mushkilein badi hai, ye mat kaho khuda se meri mushkilein badi hai, ye mushkilon se keh do mera khuda bada hai." I think this is what you get inspired by all the entrepreneurs. At HDFC AMC, we are deeply proud to be part of this. We manage $100 billion in public markets for 15 million investors. Our mission is to be the wealth creator for every Indian. But these, over the last couple of years, through our expanding presence in the private market, through the HDFC Fund of Fund and the HDFC private credit strategies, we interact closely with the founders who are building for scale. And sitting on these investment committees is a master class in imagination and in discipline. And I really get very inspired, and we have seen in a short period of time some of the founders from where they were 2-3 years back to now, a couple of the IPOs which have happened recently or are lined up over the next couple of years. So the whole journey, the exponential growth that some of them have seen solving problems at population scale is really very, very inspiring. And investing on both sides of the aisles, in the public market and private market, I think is really fascinating for us. The broader dynamism in India is being strongly supported by the policy as well. We are deeply inspired by the presence of Mr. Sanjeev, Joint Secretary, and of course the Air Vice Marshal, Mr. Dhananjay, and it's very inspiring for all of us. Prime Minister recently highlighted that India has moved from being a nation of potential to a nation of possibilities. And I really love that quote, nation of potential to a nation of possibilities. This is powered by an entrepreneurial spirit that is global in ambition and deeply Indian in character. Global in ambition and deeply Indian in character, and including the budget announcements. And as group, we would be very keen to partner with Government of India on some of these special funds for deep tech, for research commercialization, so on and so forth. As we stand at the intersection of technology, capital, and aspiration, I believe platforms like HDFC Tech Innovators play an essential role. This brings together builders and backers, and then they spark conversations that can shape industries of our future. And then this also reaffirms our belief that India's next wave of growth would be innovation-led and opportunity-rich. Let me conclude with the gratitude to all the startups for your passion, for your sense of purpose, to the jury members, all the jury members who devoted a lot of time, to our partners across the HDFC Group, to EY for your excellent support. But most of all, I mean, once again, thank you all the founders who remind us that innovation is not just about ideas, it's about courage, it's about resilience, it's about pursuit of doing something better and making a better tomorrow for all of us. At HDFC Group and HDFC AMC, we remain steadfast in our commitment to nurturing India's innovators, empowering entrepreneurs, and contributing to a wealthier and more resilient nation. Thank you. Jai Hind.